Welcome to the One Shot D&D podcast. I'm your host, Judah, and joining me once again, because this guy apparently knows where I live, it's John Wheeler.
Thank you for having me.
I think we were chatting about, doing this podcast and just playing one-shots and all the time, but you're a DM. And you said, hey, would you mind if I run a one-shot for you? So how the tables have turned. I'm going to flip this around, and essentially you're going to be DMing a one-shot for me today. What was your process for writing this one-shot? Without divulging too much, what was your process?
Honestly, it's very last second because I think you came up to me like 2 days ago, like, yeah, I want to shoot this weekend, so come up with something.
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. That's my ADHD brain. I had like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But no, I only spent really a couple hours on it because it's just a short one-shot thing. Was a bit initially stuck about what I was going to do, but I wanted to do something different because a lot of the D&D settings seem to be in sort of like that Middle-earth type setting, which is cool, which is standy, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But then obviously it can apply to literally anything that you can come up with.
Yep.
And obviously you've done like Chef Hell's Kitchen type ones, and you've done like Harry Potter-esque type ones as well. You've sort of like broken the mold. So I want to do something a little bit different just for interest's sake, so it's not the same old song and dance. So we're going to be in outer space. My one's called A Space Odyssey. Yeah, and literally nothing is original. They're all just different references, different sci-fi themes, just all mashed into one.
Dope.
And I basically just started and with the creative process of just filling all these different little things and just sort of unveiled, got it done in a couple hours, and hopefully it'll be a little bit of fun.
I'll quickly just explain the character that I brought to the table.
Yes, because I didn't give you very much to go on. So
No. So I'm more or less going to be I gotta like not laugh when I say it. I haven't figured out like a perfect name for this guy.
I want a perfect
So I'm
name.
just gonna go. I was stuck between like Gerard Way because I was gonna make this guy super emo-esque, but then I thought, nah, look, I know the accent that I want to go for, so I think I'm just gonna play Jonah more than anything.
Oh yeah.
But I've mixed it around, so it's not just like he's not just a fighter rogue. He's actually a fighter blood hunter.
Ooh, is he going to cut himself like all your other fucking blood hunters do?
Hell yeah. That's the best part about a blood hunter, dude. I cut
myself and I'm so powerful.
Cut myself into pieces. But like in this case, it's my first resort because that's going to be before a bonus action if I can. Yeah. If I see someone get mad at me, I'm going to cut myself and be like, all right, cool. Now I don't need to use my bonus action.
And this is your fault.
You did this to me. Well, let's get right into it, dude.
Yeah, let's get started. All right, cool. Don't have as much experience with you with DMing, but we will do what we can.
It's fine.
Are we ready to begin?
Yes.
You awaken from a deep slumber. It feels like an eternity has passed, but you can't be sure just how long you've been asleep. It is bone-chillingly cold and eerily silent around you as you attempt to shake off the most immense fatigue you have ever experienced. Your cryo chamber begins to unlock and a gaseous fog hisses around you as it depressurizes. Your head feels like a bowling ball thrown against the wall. Everything around you seems somewhat familiar, but you can't quite place it. You try to focus, but all you find is pure delirium. The room around you is dark, but your eyes still hurt and struggle to adjust to your environment. I'm going to get you to roll me a perception check. First roll of the day.
Oh, shit.
DC 30.
Oh,
no, I'm joking. You don't see shit.
And DC 30, roll a D4. Fuck. Perception?
Yes.
I got a 4.
A 4 total.
Well, okay, hold on. No, eat my ass.
You
Give me
think
a
you're going to
second.
be looking at shit today?
I got 6. All right.
6. All right, cool. You forgot you're blind.
No.
So you realize that you're on some kind of large spaceship. Through the glass visor of your cocoon, you see flashing lights and buttons on panels and hear the mechanical beeping of sensors and monitors around you. You try to think of who you are and why the fuck you're here. Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
We're looking in. We can't see shit outside, but let's look inside ourselves.
Okay.
Let's see if we can find something.
Hey, okay. A lot better. I got a 19.
19, that's good, that's good. So your first thought that immediately comes to you is, remember your training. You know that you should know what is happening, but your mind keeps going blank. You determine that you must be experiencing some sort of retrograde amnesia from being in cryo-sleep for so long.
There's Mercury in retrograde. I just didn't.
Sorry, that was really good. Alrighty, so you sort of hazily look around you. You see that, first of all, you are naked. And
God fucking damn it.
paralyzed to boot. You look down.
Well, I got a boot?
Yeah, you got a boot. You got a
Fucking
dump
brilliant.
truck, bro. You look down at your toes and you tell them to move. After a few failed attempts, the piggies finally start wiggling. Bit by bit, inch by inch, you feel your bodily functions begin to return to you. You reach forward and attempt to open the door to your cryo chamber. It's jammed. What do you do?
All right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm looking around this little pod that I'm in. Have I got space to move my arms?
So very eerily similar to what you'd experience in a coffin. So you don't really have...
Funny that I've never really love how
you're even your out of character dialogue and your thinking internal dialogue is still in character.
No, yeah, it helps.
I absolutely love that. So you can sort of flare your elbows out a little bit. You can bend your knees a little bit. You're not really sort of touching your toes. You can't really extend yourself. You do look around. So give me a perception check. And again.
Okay. So can I look specifically at like the edges if I can find like a seal or something?
So you see that the cryo chamber is somewhat hermetically sealed. It has been pressure released, but there are basically like space grade windows, rivets around it as well.
Yeah.
It's a bit fogged over. You sort of look through the glass. You can see like with the monitors, you do see there's some sort of computer and a lot of sensors and monitors going on around you. You look down and around, you do find that there is a little red button by your right hip that can be pressed. Doesn't have any sort of writing or any sort of instructions on it. It's just like a glowing red button on the side.
All right. So
cryo chamber.
You said they were rivets?
Yes.
Riveting.
You're dead.
No, fuck. You start rolling just... Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, as I'm looking out, I can see monitors and stuff. You say, are they in a language that I can understand, or are they just too foggy for me to figure out right now?
A lot of the scribbling, you see that it is in common, so it's definitely a language that you can understand, but it is a little bit distant. You're a little bit groggy. It is a bit foggy as well, just from the gases that have been released. So all that you can really make out are the words H, A, and L, sort of in bold letters, and everything else is a bit hard to determine.
Okay, so I think under any other circumstance, I would not touch that red button, but I'm going to gently push that.
I love how you think if you do it gently, it's going to be nice.
Well, I hope so. I'm going to take it out to dinner first before this thing fucks me over. I am going to press that button. Yeah.
You push the button and everyone dies. A robotic voice answers. Sleep paralysis protocol activated. You feel a needle jam into your neck.
God fucking damn it.
Filling you with fire and energy, like some sort of adrenaline needle. Whatever feebleness and fatigue that you are currently experiencing has vanished in an instant. You feel like an absolute berserker. You feel like a barbarian. Honestly, that's just rage. Like you're absolutely pinging and you are stuck in a tiny locked cage.
I must say that as a fire genasi, this feels fine to me. So I have a little bit more mobility with my fingers. My dexterity is coming back to me. I'm just going to start pushing into the chamber a little bit, see if I can kind of, get out a little bit more. Do I remember exactly the location that I got pricked?
It was in your right carotid artery.
I should be dead. Okay, cool. So can I move in a way that I've got enough space so if I push that button again, I can kind of grab that needle?
I reckon you could do that. It's probably going to take a dexterity check or maybe I'd say a dex save for that.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I want you to roll for it.
Okay. So I'm going to, see if I can get it quick enough.
If you miss this, you're getting jabbed again.
Fuck.
But I like it.
Dexterity save?
Well, what would that be? Sleight of hand, possibly. I could do sleight of hand. I could do dex save. I could do acrobatics, possibly. But basically, if you want to press that button, dodge that needle in the limited space, and you want to grab it and basically be able to use it, then you're going to have to roll for it. So I'll go sleight of hand or I'll go dex save.
I'll go happy medium. Can I do history?
You don't remember shit. You got disadvantage on history right now.
Cool. Okay. So as a dex or sleight of hand and my dex save is exactly the same. I got a 12.
12, good. It would have just been a 10 to beat. It's not going to be, it's not like you're dodging a bullet. You know what I mean? You know what it does. You've seen it. Yeah. Beautiful. You press the button again. It shoots out. You definitely slip to the left as it comes out. You grab it before it's able to retract. What do you want to do?
I want to snap it.
So you're going to snap it right from it. You snap it in one clean break without actually breaking the needle or the actual syringe itself. You do see it has been used, but there is still a little bit of adrenaline, a little bit of charge left in it, which is great. You have that. What do you want to do with it?
Can I start taking the point to the creases if I can see if I can jam it in a little bit more, get me some more air at all?
Beautiful. So I will say that you can definitely try and attack sort of the edges of the glass and the rivets as well. Roll me a perception check though.
Okay.
Or perception or investigation. I'll let you do either one.
Yeah, I'll go investigation. I got
because you're looking for a way to get out, basically.
Oh, okay. Both quite good. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, fantastic. So while you're there picking at the space grade glass with a needle, you look down and you sort of realize that it's the locking mechanism that's on the hermetically sealed cryo door that's actually sort of jammed. So you do see sort of this little intricate locking mechanism. You don't quite have all your memory, but you know a little bit about this as well. And you feel like, if you wanted to, you could potentially use that needle and attack the locking mechanism. If you want to continue to hit the window and try and find a weak point and break one of the rivets, you can do that as well. Either way, I'll probably give you a sleight of hand check for the lockpick if you wanted to try and lockpick. I'll probably give you, once again, it's a needle, so it'd probably be a dex. I'd say it'd be a dex save if you wanted to try and attack. They'll have different DCs though, depending on which one you want to do.
Can I just see if I can push with just general strength?
Of course you can. So you want to just try and push and jam your way out?
Yeah,
fantastic.
if I can. Yeah.
I will let you do that. And because you are absolutely roaring with HGH right now from that shot, I'm going to give you advantage on that. So well done.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Fucking brilliant. Nat 20.
Nat 20. So Hulk smash.
I break every glass.
And every bone in your body. So you push against this cryo door and it just, your strength returns to you. You're absolutely juiced up. It breaks free from its little locking mechanism seal and it bursts open. And you have freed yourself from the cryo chamber. Well done.
Yeah. Can I try and grab anything that's like loose? Or if it just swings open, that's great. But if the door is going to fly off its hinges, I'll grab it and like gently place it down so I'm not putting too much sound.
Oh, very smart. Because the line that was coming next was the door bursts free from its holding and swings open with a loud and violent crash.
Okay, no, and don't do that.
You got a nat 20 with your strength check, so you definitely broke it off the hinges, but you had the forethought to grab it and gently return it to the floor. You haven't made any like exacerbating noise or any sort of extra noise.
And then as soon as I do that, I go, fuck yes. And I scream that as loud as I possibly can.
I love that. So you're still in the chamber. You've broken the door off. What do you want to do next?
Okay, so the first thing I got to do is grab some sort of weaponry or something. I'm going to look to equip myself with some sort of armor at least, so I'm not just walking around in my goddamn birthday suit.
I like it. So you're going to start looking around for a weapon in the room. Fantastic. I am going to say, so you're going to attempt to leave the chamber?
Yeah, as best as I possibly can. Again, as long as my legs are underneath me, I'll walk down.
Cool. So you've had the forethought of checking how your legs are. You also have adrenaline coursing through your veins. So I am going to say you haven't used your legs in a very long time. You're going to attempt to walk out the chamber. Give me an athletics check though.
Okay.
Just to see if you find your feet.
I know where they are. They haven't gone anywhere.
Sure?
You say cryo chamber. I wasn't cremated.
Not yet.
Nat 20.
Oh, well done. You backflip out of that bitch.
I break Usain Bolt's record.
You do, yeah. 100%. You get out, absolutely no dramas. Your legs feel stronger than they ever have been. Absolutely fantastic. Whatever that needle was, it was good stuff. Fantastic.
I have more.
Beautiful. So, I was about to say, cautiously on unsteady legs you stumble. Nah, bro, he absolutely just power walks. McGregor walks out of there. Absolutely fantastic.
Who the fuck is this guy?
If you found that, you would have fell over and you would have busted your lip and taken some damage, just so you know.
I'm never.
So in time, you feel your strength finally return to you as you rise from the cryo chamber. You look around the room, potentially trying to spot a weapon of some kind, and see an endless hallway of cryo chambers just like yours, except for one key difference. They are all still sleeping peacefully. Why are you the only one awake? You know enough to realize that you shouldn't be awake yet, unless there's been some sort of malfunction or something has gone terribly, terribly wrong. Well, roll me an investigation if you're looking for a weapon, man.
All right.
Because you got nothing on you at the moment. You're naked. You're butt naked.
Yeah. While I'm doing this, can this investigation also be for the pods around me? Can I see anyone that I recognize at all?
100%. So you're going to scout the room.
18.
18 is really good.
Yeah.
So with an investigation check of 18, you go around and you do find some basic clothes as well. Just some linens and stuff like that. Sort of like just that sort of Star Trek-y sort of space gear type stuff. Standard issue sort of uniform. If you'd like to put it on, not be naked, that's up to you. But you're the only one awake, so if you want to be swinging it, dick swinging it, you're more than welcome to.
I think my mother raised me better than that.
You got that nice southern accent.
It's on hospitality.
You put some clothes on. You don't find any sort of particular guns or melee weapons. You do, however, see a massive big utility wrench that you would be able to swing just like you would a club. If you wanted to use that either as a throwing weapon or as a melee weapon or as some sort of interactable, environmental weapon, you're more than welcome to grab that and sort of holster that for now if you'd like to.
I want to grab it just so when I hit something, I'll go, oh, I fucking put a wrench in that, didn't I?
Yeah, I threw a spanner in the works. You do look around at some of the other pods. They're all sleeping quite peacefully. They don't seem to be, disturbed or anything like that as well. It's just that they're asleep and you're awake.
I don't recognize any.
They all look somewhat similar, like you've seen them before, like in a dream or something like that, although maybe this is the dream, but you can't really pin exactly who you know or how you know them. Most of the people you see seem like complete strangers.
And there's no identifying mark on the pods, like no names, no dates or anything.
Beautiful. So each pod does have a name, a date, and a date of birth as well.
I want all of the names and all the birth dates.
Well, luckily I came prepared for this.
A yellow pages.
Aaron A. Aronson. So you do notice that next to your pod, there is another pod. That pod is empty. And that pod, more than any others, even though there's no one in it, that pod seems very important, very familiar to you. You look at the pod and it says Captain Jimmy Kirk.
Jimmy Kirk.
Would you like to look at your own pod and see what it says?
Yes, please. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, roll to read. So you look at your one as well. By the way, what is your character's name?
I was just going to go with Jonah.
So just still Jonah as well?
Still Jonah.
Any last name, no?
I was going to keep it ambiguous, but
like Starkiller?
Why not?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I think my last name's Vader.
Jonah Vader. Jonah Vader.
Jonah Vader.
Jonah Vader.
Und
ich bin ein Jonah Vader.
1, 2, 3.
You look at your one right there, next to the captain's cryo chamber. Like I said, his is empty. Yours is now empty as well. It does say first mate, Jonah.
Was this like a chess mate thing? Is this a chess thing? First mate, what the fuck does that mean? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Am I the first mate?
It comes to you. You sort of realize that you must be the first mate or the second in command of whatever large vessel this is. So you might have had these fears of, am I a prisoner? Have I been held captive? What is this? You're actually one of the people in charge.
Okay, so if I'm the first mate, I should have pretty high clearance and access across this vessel. Apart from the captain, it's safe to assume that I should be, being next in command, I should be able to go into most places as long as I find like a key card or something, right? So the clothes that I picked up, were they fitting me okay, or?
Yep, they seem to be fitting you a little bit tight in the crotch.
I am the first mate.
But besides that, clothes fit you okay. You can't see any keys or key cards on them though. You look in front of you next to a door. That door is currently locked as well, but there is a giant computer. You could even say a supercomputer. Lots of screens, lots of lights, lots of flashing buttons. If you wanted to go up and suss something out or ask some questions or try and see if you can get into it, you're more than welcome to try.
Yeah, so I've got a wrench in my boot. There's a snake in my wrench. Okay, the captain's doors, just before I start going to this computer as well, have the doors been kind of pushed away the exact same way that I've been pushed away, or does it look like something's cracked it from the outside?
So the captain's door seems like a freshly made bed. So it looks like his chamber door opened just of its own accord and opened up with no issue. So there isn't any evidence of a struggle or a break. There isn't any evidence that he's had to break out of his chamber like you had. Okay. So unfortunately, I think you might have just had an unlucky jam. But that's what they want you to think.
Yeah, I've seen this episode.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so I will grab my wrench, grab my little pin that I have, and walk to the computer. Yeah, I'm not too intelligent, I think, but actually, no, fuck it. I am. My character sheet says that I'm pretty intelligent.
So you go up to this computer. You notice that there isn't any traditional sort of keyboard or mouse. There's just a flashing screen. There's a lot of sort of flashing signals and buttons, but a lot of the buttons themselves can't even be pressed. Is there any particular way you want to interact with this computer? And I'll let you roll an insight check if you don't have any ideas.
Well, my first thought is that it needs me to identify myself. So I will pull my pants down. No, can I?
Penis detected.
Ooh,
first mate, Jonah.
2.2. Say meter. Inches. Oh, fuck, goddamn. Okay, so I will. Can I try a voice command? Can I say, computer, this is first mate Jonah?
Beautiful. You say that, and a voice answers back to you. Greetings. I am the humanoid assistance liaison, but you can call me Hal. I am your pal. How can I be of assistance?
Well, Hal, it's very nice to meet you. I hope you've had a good day so far. If I can get you some tea or coffee, that'd be... Where the fuck am I, Hal? Huh? Where the absolute fuck am I? More importantly, where the fuck is the captain?
The AI or the voice on the computer answers you back and says, you are aboard the Nebuchadnezzar, fully autonomous passenger ship bound for exoplanet Elysium. Current total passengers in cryo-sleep, 49,998. Time since departure, 11 months. Time to destination, 88 years.
Okay.
And then you're also going to hear, actually, because you asked 2 questions then as well. So you hear, alert, emergency protocol activated. Unknown entity has breached the hull. Code 407. In the event of an emergency, the captain will be awoken from cryo-sleep. If the emergency is not resolved, the first mate will then be awoken from cryo-sleep.
You little fucker. Okay, so you killed my captain and you woke me the fuck up.
Oh, you sussing the computer, right? Yeah?
I'm looking at Hal. I'm thinking.
So the first person you've met, you're ready to square up. It's not even a person. It's just like a computer.
I'm a fire genasi, all right? I'm mad
Computer
just in
decided
general. Okay, so I'm going to say, all right, so Hal, I'm going to need you to just dumb it down for me, all right? So what was the name of the code again?
Code 407.
407. Was that like the number of... All right, fuck it. Okay. How long ago was the captain awoken?
Captain was awoken 48 hours ago.
48. Why the fuck am I waking up now? All right, so Hal, do you know where the captain is right now?
I'm sorry. My responses are limited. You must ask the right questions.
Could you eat my dick? How about...
Okay.
Oh, no, Hal. No, Hal. Oh, Hal.
Do not threaten me with a good time.
Hal, okay. So, where was the captain's last location?
I'm sorry. My responses are limited. You must ask the right questions.
All right, so I'm going to need all my weapons, all my shit. All right, because right now I'm wearing some ill-fitting, slim-fitting, but still ill-fitting clothing. So, I'm going to need access to all my weapons. I'm going to need access to all my armor. So point me in the direction that I can find both of those things. Please and thank you.
I am so sorry. My responses are limited. You must ask the right
Where
questions.
the fuck is the armory, Hal?
I'm sorry. My responses are limited. You must ask the right questions.
Okay. If I was, let's just say, a complete civilian, which I'm not, by the way, I'm the first mate, just so you know. If I was going to find an armory of some sort, where the fuck would I turn to find that?
All weapons and designated discretionary devices are kept in the loading dock.
Brilliant. Okay. He also said discretion. As in like chocolate. Never mind. I'm not going to ask about chocolate. Loading dock. How do I get to the loading dock?
The loading dock is located outside of the passenger holding cell.
That's how. Okay.
And is east.
Okay, east. Do I need any kind of special clearance or access to get to that at all?
Emergency protocol has been activated. As such, the doors have been hermetically sealed. It may require an override function.
Override, as in like a verbal override function, Hal?
A manual one.
Manual override. Okay, manual override. Like a key, Hal? Do I need a swap card? I got like a Costco card. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere.
As Jonah, the first mate of the Nebuchadnezzar, you should have the knowledge of how to break through the hermetically sealed doors in case of an emergency.
Hal, I've been sleeping for 11 goddamn months. You know the longest I slept before this? 4 hours. All right? I was living on coffee and caffeine.
Is that why you are so ornery?
What's that supposed to mean? Huh? Like I'm horny to you? I'm not horny.
Called you cranky.
Okay. So loading dock east. I simply grab the wrench. Is there anything on the computer that, like a map or anything that I can see?
You actually look down. You sort of say the word map to the computer. How goes map function operated? He brings up the map that you've asked for it. You sort of see that the room that you're in is the passenger loading dock. So that's where all of the passengers are. As you heard before as well, there's about 50,000 passengers on board this ship. So it's a
49,
huge...
9, and 8.
Yeah, 9, because that'd be probably you and the captain,
Exactly.
I'm assuming. So, yeah. Beautiful. So you do see a map, and you do see that just outside of your sort of doorway there is sort of a big hallway that goes up heading east. And at the end of that hallway on that door, you're going to find the loading dock.
All right, okay.
So out the door, down the hall at the end.
Okay.
But you still got to try and figure out a way to get outside of the door because it has been locked because it's an emergency protocol.
Yeah.
And you should know how to override it, like whatever mechanism there is to override it, whether it's a code or whether it's some sort of manual override, but you can't seem to remember exactly how to get out. So
Okay. Is there any way to jog back my memory? Like, can I get Hal to, I don't know, show me photos of myself or something like that to start triggering memories at all?
I'll start showing you like photos, like daily photos of just you in your cryo chamber asleep. So like you've been asleep 11 months. So like day 1, you were asleep in your cryo chamber. Day 2, and it's just like a time lapse video of you just motionless asleep. Because you've been asking for photos of yourself, and he's just the only photos he has of you on the ship asleep, and he's just giving you a time lapse video of your entire duration there as well.
I appreciate it.
He's gonna say, "Have you tried banging your head against the wall?"
Hal, I feel like I'm doing that talking to you right now, Hal. Huh? So I don't think I need to do that to a wall. Huh? So leave the walls out of this, Hal. Can I, as that video is scrubbing through, because it's 11 months, can I just scrub through as quickly as I can? Can I find anything, no reflections or anything that's sticking out?
So you're actually going to you're kind of like sifting through all of the video or documentations. You do realize that up to about 48 hours ago, when the captain was awoken, that's when the video all of a sudden ceases, and there is no more footage from that point.
All right, so I am going to go to the door that's going to lead me out of here, and I'm just going to start looking around. Can I do a investigation check to see if there's any kind of, if there's like a swipe card thing, if there's a pen
I'll let you go
pad?
Investigation or insight.
Yeah, cool.
Yep. just want to throw heads with House.
No, I don't like the dick. All right,
just trying to help you. Just doesn't have all the information.
Because right now he's pissing me off, is what he's doing. I got a 16.
16's good. So you sort of look at it, whether it's inside investigation, you're trying to figure out a way to get through this door, and you know that you should know how to do it. It's a sort of manual override mechanism, so it's sort of locked out from any sort of electronic interference and stuff like that as well. So the passcodes and sort of like those things don't really work. So the fail-safe for you sort of being awake is sort of a manual override. So if you look around the room, you might be able to find some sort of like lock-picking kit, like space version of a lock-picking kit, or like some sort of manual override system. If you want to use just, you know, the needle that you have as well to try and lock-pick the door, you can always also try and do that. And as you start familiarizing yourself with the panel and the equipment, you start seeing some sort of essence of memory of how to do this. It's sort of on the tip of your tongue, and you're sort of just engaging with that action as well. So you have to roll for it, obviously, but you can lock-pick it, but it really just depends on how you want to try and lock-pick it.
Okay. You said it was on the tip of my tongue? Mm-hmm. I'll lick the door. No,
you take 1d6 electrocution
damage. Shit, I don't think I could take that. All right. So, is there anything that I can hook onto with this wrench of mine?
I will say that yes, there is a hexa sort of bolt that's on the panel as well. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say that you de-thread that hexa bolt, and then the cover of the panel sort of starts to come off. Okay. And then all of a sudden you're seeing all of these circuit breakers and all of these wires, and then a lot of this starts coming back to you as well, because like being a first mate, you're going to have knowledge of, you know, maintenance of the ship and engineering and elect stuff as well. So a lot of that's starting to come back to you as well. Then you do think that, you know, if you make an attempt at it and you sort of adjust some of these wires, you might be able to manually override the system.
Okay, I will try and do that. Yeah. Can I do a history check to see if I remember anything at all?
Yeah, I'll let you do a history. If you get a DC 15 on your history, I'll give you advantage on the roll, on the sleight of hand roll.
Sure. 25.
Oh yeah, 100%. So you're going to roll both D20s, and once again, it's going to be a DC 15 lockpick. And with what you currently have, I'll say it's a DC 15.
And that's a sleight of hand, you said?
Yes, that's what you'd use to pick a lock, wouldn't you? Yeah. So I'd say sleight of hand.
2 and a 6. That's
2 and a 6. So I'm going to say you start filling with the wires, you stick the needle in there, and you get electrocuted. You actually will take 1d6 electrocution damage.
Right. Go on, roll.
7. No. That's a 2.
Yeah, sweet. Okay.
Well done. Beautiful. You can try it again. If you want to try and look for a more specialty sort of device around the room, you can also try and do that.
Yeah, I might do that. So I'll go around and try and investigate a little bit more around it, because I've got pretty good investigation. I got advantage on investigation.
Oh, you're joking?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if I go around, I'd rather do that than try and just perceive random stuff. I'd rather specifically go to look for any kind of code manual, swipe cards, or any kind of like lock picking kit.
Roll me an investigation, please.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, once again, let's go DC. It's not going to be hard to find. I'm going to say DC 10. So you should definitely get this. That's 2 and a 6 again.
Motherfucker. No, it's a...
You good?
Yeah, it's a 17 on the die.
You're going to get stuck in the tree. 17 is absolutely perfect. Yeah. So with the 17, you go around to one of the maintenance cupboards as well. You open it up. You see a box that says Manual Override Kit. Authorized use only. Mm-hmm. That should apply to you. So you open it up, and then you see this little electronic mechanism that is basically designed in order to help you. It's a much better sort of electronic lockpick than what you've been currently using.
Which is a pin.
Yeah, exactly. Literally an adrenaline needle that is also dirty and has poly Hep B on it.
Yeah, well, I got got all my shots. All right, I got all my shots before I got here.
Yeah, you fucking heroin shots. 'Cause that's how you get at me. So we're going to try and lockpick again. I'm going to say that you're going to get advantage on this because you have the appropriate mechanism now.
Okay.
So it's still a DC 15, but you do get advantage.
17.
Beautiful. You unlock the door and the door opens. Beautiful. The door's part open to a long, narrow hallway pointing towards the east. Unfortunately, there seems to be an issue with the electricity and it is pitch dark and it's very hard to see your way forward. I will give you a perception check, unless there's anything you want to do before you take a step forward.
What I'll do is, okay, can I go back into the loading bay with all the sleeping people? Can I find a light source of some sort, like a torch or anything like that?
I love that as well. Since you rolled really high on your last investigation, I want to say you go back to the maintenance cupboard where you just were, and then you find, which is very, very strange and a very futuristic spaceship, a very sort of old school
a fucking tube flashlight.
Literally
Yeah.
like
God
an old
damn it.
1950s Stranger Things flashlight.
We're gonna
Like
die.
Alan Wake, where you gotta shake
I'm
it every
gonna
few
die
seconds.
here.
But you do find a light source, and that is going to help guide your way as well. So you find that light source, you have it. What are you going to do with it?
Before I start flicking it on, I'm just going to assume that if I have been awoken, that must mean the captain is either dead and or no longer with us because he's dead. So I'm going
Such a
to...
pessimist. So optimistic. Glass half full.
What I'm going to try and do is, can I get that pin that I have, right? I'm going to flick it as far into that hallway as possible.
Fantastic. I love it.
And I'm just going to wait. So I'll hide around the corner.
Yeah.
I'll throw that as far as I possibly can, using my juiced up adrenaline HGH.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna wait.
Really good. I like how cautious you're being. You're going to throw that needle that you've had since you got out of the chamber. You throw it high and far. You're still feeling juiced up, which is fantastic. You hide around the corner as to not be detected if there is something there. You know that you're on sort of metal grated floors, so you're just waiting for the crack, crack, crack. You know, the crack and the bounce, you know, because it's glass on metal, essentially. You don't hear the needle land.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that shit.
I love that in the southern accent. I don't fancy that at all.
That to me does not sound nice. Hey, Mr. Hospitable Darkness.
That is not a tall glass of lemonade on a hot summer's day. Let me tell
I'll tell
you.
you right now.
If you want to shine your torch and find out what happened, you can. All you know is that it didn't hit the ground, or it didn't hit the metal ground. So something interrupted it.
What I'm going to do is I am going to produce flame. And what I'm going to do with a flicker appears in my hand.
Love it.
It sheds bright light for about 10.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I don't know, go back into that loading dock, go into the maintenance cupboard, grab like a broom handle or whatever, because, you know, apparently this janitor still lives in the 80s.
Still got this sort of wrench as well.
Oh, cool. I'm going to keep that.
I want that.
I'm going to grab whatever I can, just something that I can throw away,
Yep.
produce flame, catch that on fire, throw that into the hallway, and watch it.
And watch it. Beautiful. So I want to say that you light the broomstick on fire using produce flame, which is absolutely fantastic. This is going to be a sort of reality as well, where sort of magic and science are sort of interchangeable a little bit as well. So it's a little bit of magic, a little bit
I
of
don't see
science.
why not. David Blaine's pretty scientific.
Yeah, man. Like, mind freak.
Chris Angel.
Yeah, dynamo. I want to say that you light the stick up, you throw it down, it sort of lights a 10-foot path. Once again, you throw it in sort of the same trajectory that you would have thrown the needle. As it sort of approaches towards the end, the broomstick on fire sort of lands where the needle would have landed. And as it lands, you sort of see it hit some amorphous sort of mass. There's some sort of figure sprawled out on the floor by the end of the hallway. After landing for a couple of seconds, the flame sort of boils and fizzles out. So something's caused the flame to go out. But you can see something on the floor, but you don't really know what it is. Do you want to go up to it?
Oh, Captain, my Captain. I'm going to, from the outside, just shine a light. Yeah.
Shut up
I'm
with
going
the
to shine a light, and I'm saying, I swear to God, if this is Kirk, I'm gonna beat his ass. Shine the light through at where I can assume this body or
Yeah. Are you
figure is.
approaching a little bit as you do this?
How far can this light go? Because I want to stay as far back as
I
possible.
want to say with that light, you can get at least with like your vision as well. Do you have dark vision?
I don't, but I don't see color. So
So I do. I don't see color. So you got colorblind and you're everything's gonna be gray now. You see a dark gray figure move across the grayness. Beautiful. So
I believe I do.
As you're
yes.
shining your light forward, I want to say you get at least a good 30 feet, I'll say, of really good quality light where you can sort of see I'll say maybe 30 feet beyond that, it's a little bit more dim, but fantastic. As you look forward, you see metal grated floors before you. You see ventilation shafts all connected ahead of you. You see a series of doors to your right. All of them are sort of like emergency locked as well. On your left, you see a large array, a huge row of large, as you look out of these windows into the abyss, you see countless stars and a blood red comet streaking across the sky. So out to your left, it's basically, that's one of the walls and you're looking out into outer space. So you're on a ship, it's moving, and that's basically your passenger side mirror. And that's all you see when you're out there. You see countless stars and a blood red comet giving you a little bit of light as it's coming in as well, which is great. And once again, you see a figure sprawled out on the floor by the end of the hallway. You sort of take a little bit of a closer look. You can't quite make out what it is without coming up to it, but I will say that you do see that it does seem like it's a humanoid. It does seem like whatever it is, it's dead. I'll give you that.
I'm gonna get closer to it. Wrench in hand, just in case shit gets nuts. Hey, very good. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna grab as much bravery as I can. I'm gonna muster that up. God. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna walk straight through to it.
You walk to it and you die. So you walk up to it very cautiously, wrench in hand, light in hand. You're walking very quietly, but metal grated, your steps are still making a lot more noise than you would like. But on closer inspection, you see that it is an eviscerated corpse. Horribly burned.
You said a what, sir?
Eviscerated corpse.
Why couldn't it just be a normal corpse?
No, it's something had some fun with it. It is horribly burned, and not just from the flaming stick that you threw on it. It has a large hole bored right through its torso. Out of the carnage, you can determine that these remains are that of your captain, Jimmy T. Kirk.
Oh, fuck. They first killed JFK, and now they've killed JTK. That's insane. No, you just can't let white people live alone. That's rough. Okay, can I see if this exit wound is more from the back or if the exit wound is from the chest?
Beautiful. Very good question. I want to roll you don't have to roll a perception or investigation on that.
Can I roll medicine as well?
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, 100%. I'm always a fan of different
checks. No, fuck medicine. Why'd you let me do this? I got a -1 in that. Don't let me do dumb shit, all right? I'm going to investigate the shit out of this. You gotta be fucking kidding.
You got advantage on investigation.
Yeah, that was a 20, like, rolled to a 14, so I got an 18.
That 18's still good. So I'm just gonna say, so what are you trying to do with that? Like, what are you investigating for in particular?
So I'm gonna be very, very careful because I did see the fire kind of like fizzle out. Yeah. So I'm gonna try not to touch the body as best I can. So if I can, like, I'll grab like the boot or something, and then I will try and flip him over as best I can without touching him.
See what's happened. Yeah, fantastic. So you can determine that the trauma or the injury that has obviously caused his death, or at least has contributed to it, has come right through him from the front. So whatever it was
attacking him head on, and it's gone through his torso and outside of his back. And you're able to determine that. And I will just say as well, since you're rolling an investigation, you're sort of sussing him out, I will say that you do find an energy pistol on his person. So whatever sort of weapon you had in mind to have, you found that weapon on the captain. I had a glaive.
I'm also going to say you do find, that could be like a, like a, what's it called, like Star Wars, like their big, the robots' big sort of energy weapons. We will make it work. So you find some sort of ranged or melee energy pistol, whether it's a anti-matter rifle or whatever it is, we'll balance it, make it work. And you also find some sort of melee weapon on him as well. So whether it's a machete or some sort of bludgeoning weapon, if you want to upgrade from your wrench, I'm going to give you whatever weapon and whatever range weapon you want.
Sweet. So basically use the body of like a light crossbow, and then just a glaive.
Yeah, awesome. Give you a bit of range too.
Yeah,
that's smart. I like that. So good job.
I'll essentially, for purposes, I will kind of act as though that is some sort of space grade shit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, even if it's just some sort of like a cattle prod, spear type thing, like an electric spear, would be awesome. I will just say, lastly, you see that in his mangled body, he is clutching something in his right hand. So he's almost died clutching this thing.
All right, so I'm going to use the end of the... I'll keep the wrench on me just in case. I will use the end of the wrench and just kind of peel his fingers back if I can.
Love it. Very smart.
By doing that, can I see if rigor mortis has kicked in?
Beautiful. You can see that it is quite stiff as you open it up. So he has been dead for a little bit of time. Yeah. It's hard to determine exactly what the ETA is, but it's within the last 48 hours. Yeah. But he doesn't look particularly fresh. So he's been dead for at least a few hours. So you open it up. I'll also say, as you're getting closer and you're sort of investigating the body, you sort of determine that the flaming stick that you had thrown at him, as well, the needle obviously obviously hit him. That's why it didn't hit the ground. The flaming stick that hit him, it fizzled out for two main reasons. Firstly, because there's a lot of blood. So the blood sort of just gargled the flame out. Yeah. But you also see that a little bit of the wood has sort of been eaten away as well. So you can determine that there's some sort of acid that sort of worn at his clothes, worn at his flesh. And it's still sort of quite active. It's even burnt through the gratings of the floor a little bit too.
Yeah.
You open his
that's
hand.
not great.
Fuck me. You open his hand. You see some sort of, I'll say like a message stone, like D&D version, but it's basically a voice recorder. So it's some sort of message that he's left.
I'll pull that. I close his eyes just in case.
You burn your fingertips off. You shouldn't have touched him.
I piss on him. I know.
That's good.
No, so I'll pay my respects and close his eyes and say, Captain, I'll be completely honest. I don't remember a fucking thing about you, but I think you're a good guy or girl. It was a guy.
It was a guy.
It was a guy.
Jimmy Kirk.
I think you're a fucking great guy, and I hope that you found rest in your eternal slumber, because you ain't waking up from that, buddy.
You hope he's at peace when he's like half burnt by acid. He's got a giant hole through his body.
Oh, look, he's not in pain anymore. So, all right. So I'll get this voice recorder, and I'll try and muffle it as best as I can and keep it close to my ear, and I'll press play.
I like it. The voice recorder plays a message. You do see that this message was intended for you. It is by your captain, the only person who has a bit more charge than you. He is dead, which means that you'll now be acting captain of the ship. The message says, "Hey, laddie, if you're finding this, I'm already dead. There's something on this ship. I've been trying to hunt it, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I think it's been hunting me. I should have woke you when I had the fucking chance. I didn't want to risk your life unnecessarily, especially with how, cryo-sleep works and all. But I was a fool. Now I've doomed us all. I'm sorry, my friend. When I fail, Hal will wake you up next. It's up to you now. You're our last hope. I know the memory lost from the cryo-sleep can be rough. Just give it some time. I hope you come back better than me. Nearly accidentally shot myself out of the fucking docking bay before I got me wits back. Ugh, the fucker. He got me good. Managed to cut him up some, but his fucking blood is like acid. Burned right through me. So be bloody careful, you hear? Can't tell you much else about it, but the bastards don't like fire very much. I've managed to keep him out of the passenger bays, for now. But if he gets in, he'll have free reign on all 50,000 passengers in cryo-sleep. An all-you-can-eat frozen buffet. A century of undisturbed feeding. You mustn't... Oh, no. But how? Why, damn you? This is worse than we thought. There's... And then the message cuts out.
Okay, so he doesn't like blood.
It doesn't like blood?
I think he must be like allergic to blood or something.
Is that what I said? I don't
No,
think...
no, so the blood is acidic. They don't like fire. And it's bored a hole right through them. There's some sort of alien that we're looking at.
As you say that, I'm going to get you to roll an insight check for me again as well. I'm going to say anything where you're looking internally, you're trying to come up with something within yourself, and you're trying to get your memory back, what's going to be an insight check. Possibly history, if you have a good history, because that is your history, so you could do history or insight.
25.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Some of your memories begin to return to you. You start to remember your training. These transport ships work autonomously, using artificial intelligence and machinery. The roles of captain and first mate are primarily ceremonial in nature. Ultimately, you are the last bastion in the unlikely event of an emergency protocol. It is seen as a great honor as well as a great sacrifice. For you see, the process of cryo-sleep is a singular event. Once awoken from cryo-sleep, you can't go back.
God fucking damn it.
You hear a gentle rapping on the window next to you. You look to your left, and clutched to the outside of the window, in space, is a colossal, terrifying xenomorph. Large rows of silver teeth lining its gaping mouth, with daggers for claws, a spear-like tail, and cold, dead, dark green skin, or should I say grey, colour blood. It opens its wide jaws to reveal a secondary set of jaws that come shooting out of its mouth. It bashes its tongue against the window, cracking it. Cool.
Yeah, I got you.
What do you do?
I'm going to ask it to stop doing that because it's taking the value of the ship down. I'm going to bolt the fuck out of there is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it the finger. I'm going to say, don't eat him. And then I will run all the way. Actually, fuck this. He said he didn't like 5. So can I produce flame, because that's a cantrip of mine, get close to the thing at all?
I will just say it's on the outside of the window, so it's actually in the vacuum of space. So, and it's trying to break in to get to you, and it's cracking the window. So once that window breaks, you've just broken the hermetically sealed. So there's going to be a massive pressure shift where it's probably going to get, it's either going to come in or you're going to get sucked out.
Well, the door to the cryo chambers, that's closed?
Beautiful. So with that, as you hear the crack, 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 you hear howl over the PA. Alert, emergency protocol activated, code 407. The chamber behind you, the only open door that you had, which was the one that you had sealed, which goes back to the passenger bay, has now sealed shut in the event of a breach, obviously. Because if it breaches and that door's open, they're all going to get sucked out too. So you're now sealed in a hallway. You got locked doors all around you. You got ventilation shafts ahead of you, and you got a big ass alien that's trying to break through space and try and eat you.
Cool. Can I quickly start looking at the doors, seeing if I can get through any of the locked doors at all?
Beautiful. So you go to the easternmost door, which is at the end of the hallway, and you sort of figure out that this is the door into the docking bay as well. If you wanted to get into the docking bay, you already have a weapon on you, but you know that there's some other useful things and weapons in there as well. So you do see that it is locked. If you want to attempt to unlock it, I will give you, you probably have about maybe 1 or 2 actions, 1 or 2 turns before it gets in.
Fuck that. I got weapons.
You do have your lockpicking, your actual manual override mechanism there as well. So if you wanted to try and lockpick it and you have the knowledge, you're getting your memory back, I will give you advantage if you wanted to lockpick it.
I will use my time a little bit wisely. I'll go.
Yeah, I'd say there's a row of locked doors on the right. All will lead to sort of different things. We're not really sure where they lead to, but based on the map, you know that the door right in front of you at the end of the hallway will lead to the docking bay.
Okay, and I need to get to the docking bay.
So you don't necessarily have to get into the docking bay, but you did ask about weapons or where some significant items may be in the docking bay.
Okay.
You know that the captain was in the docking bay as well. He did mention the fact that he nearly sucked himself out of the bay, because you can sort of recall that the docking bay is basically how traditionally people will get in and out of the ships. So if you're dropping off resources or if people are boarding or leaving, there's accesses and pathways to get on and off the ships as well. So things like escape codes will be there. You know that things like weapons will be there, maintenance tools, spacesuits will be there. So it's like basically one of the hubs. You basically will have the bridge, which is mainly autonomous, but you'll have your maintenance bay and you have your passenger bay as well.
Okay. Can I quickly look at the other doors and see where they lead?
Beautiful. You can. All of them are locked, so they're going to require a roll.
I can't look in through?
You can't, all the doors are locked. So you can break through it. It's going to take you a turn or an action.
Can I look through them though?
Oh, look through the doors. Beautiful. Yeah. So you can definitely look through the windows of those doors. So you look through one of the windows and you sort of see like a kitchen, sort of like a kitchen or like a kitchenette type thing. So that's where a lot of sort of meals and stuff will be prepared. And you look into another room and you sort of see that it's some sort of like bed chamber or some sort of like lodgings where someone would be staying as well. Everything looks pristine. Nothing looks like it's ever been used. It's almost more so if there's people active on the ship, these are facilities and amenities that they're able to use.
Okay. I'm going to go through the docking. So I'm going to chuck that little device on and see if I can crack through this as best I can.
Fantastic. So I'm going to give you a DC 15 sleight of hand check, but I will give you advantage because you have the proper tools and the knowledge. It's going to be a hard roll though.
Yeah. Ooh. 17 on the die.
Oh, good on you, bro. Good on you. You unlock the passageway to the docking bay as you sort of see this tongue punch through the start of the window, and basically his head's poked through and you basically can feel like the pressure start to shift as well. And you do have a sort of an instant to get in through the docking bay if you would like to. What did you want to do? Do you want to close the door behind you?
100%.
Beautiful. So I'm going to say that you do manage to make it in there just in time. You close the door to the docking bay and it sort of automatically reseals, which is fantastic. You hear one more bang as the window finally breaks. You hear a violent torrent of pressure from the vacuum of space shake the ground around your feet. After a few brief moments of chaos, you hear the metal hatches slam fast together as the room is now re-hermetically sealed. So obviously there was some sort of, there's some sort of backup. If something gets break, it's going to repressurize itself as well. And you hear again, howl over the top there, alert, emergency protocol activated, code 407.
Yeah, no fucking shit, Hal.
You know what it means now? It's some shit's happening. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. And then next, out of the quiet and the eerie silence, you can hear the creature on the other side. This is the best I can come up with. That's all I got.
Yeah, no,
clicking, growling, sniffing, whispering fiendishly in some unknown alien tongue. It starts scratching at the door.
Some alien tongues. Speaking Spanish.
Yeah. Oh, no hablo inglés. Viva la Mexico. Viva, arriba. That's a bit racist. Sorry, my bad. Beautiful. So it's scratching at the door. It does look like that. The door is quite tough, so it doesn't really look like immediately that it's going to be getting through that door anytime immediately soon, which is good.
I'm going to start looking around this room, see if I can put on a spacesuit if I can, just in case I do need to start moving around.
I love the way you think, you boy. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Beautiful. So you're in the docking bay. So you look around. Let's go. You looking for some go investigation. You're fucking smart ass. You got invest. I thought you'd either have like advantage on investigation or perception.
Nat 20.
Oh, I'm fantastic. You see everything.
Yeah. I see everything.
It's Tesseract, bro. You're in the docking bay, so you can see an exit hatch with the spacesuit. So the educac is like, that's how things can get in and out. So it's basically like a door, like a room that you're able to pass through if you wanted to shut the door and then you wanted to open it up on the other side. So things can sort of, ships and people can get in and out. You can transport resources that way as well. You do see that inside of that as well, there is a spacesuit inside that room as well. You look around the room again, you see a huge transport mech. I don't know if you've seen Aliens 2. Get away from her, you bitch. You see large transport mechs. They're basically going to be used like forklifts to carry around. It's like a mech suit as well. So pretty handy in a fight. You see various tables. You see tables and cabinets that you'd be able to stealth or hide around. You also see a large disposal of maintenance tools and various other items at your disposal. So if you wanted to use, say, oil, you could find oil or diesel fuel. You could find a blowtorch. You could find circuitry. You could find things that you could use to sort of create sound or caltrops. You know what I mean? You get very creative. You're an engineer and your sort of memory's coming back to you as well. So you sort of see a whole variety of knickknacks and things that you could use at your disposal. So get creative. I will just say, lastly, you see an android with a milky white rubbery face, trying to look human almost, slowly begin to approach you with his cold dead eyes. What are you going to do?
I'm going to say, I'm going to need you to stop right there, son. I don't think that you need to be getting any closer to me. Otherwise, I'll beat the fuck out of you, all right? I nearly just died because some sort of Dyson type shit tried to suck me up, all right? So, fuck you, kid. Stay still.
I love that. I love that. Beautiful. It stops in its tracks. Greetings. I am the humanoid assistance liaison.
Yo, you gotta be
But
fucking...
you can call me Hal. I am your pal. This is my corporeal form for use in manual maintenance protocols. How can I be of assistance?
Hal, come here. I'm gonna give him a hug. Hal, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't fucking like you, all right? But I hate that thing a hell of a lot more than you right now. I'm gonna need you to shoot shit straight with me. All right, so if I'm asking you a question, do your best to override any protocol and just tell me shit, all right? First things first, that little docking area right there, is there a button inside that we press so that we can suck this thing back out into space if we need to?
There are 2 buttons in the loading dock, one on the inside of the room and one on the outside. Either or can be used in order to leave or enter the ship.
You both need to be pressed at the same time.
Either or.
Okay, you're getting smart with me. If you get passive aggressive, I swear to God, I will.
I'm sorry, my responses are limited.
No, I know.
You must ask the right question.
I will not update you. I swear to God.
Dude, oh mate, 6 in stones, bro. That took it too far.
It's just more. It's more like IBS with you. Without, without the BS, it's just irritable. You know what I mean? All right. So, Hal, what we're gonna do is you are going to man that mech suit as best you possibly can, kid. Get in that shit, and you're gonna start barricading that door as best you can. So, get in that suit if you can. Barricade that door. I'm gonna go and grab that spacesuit.
As you request, Captain. Thank you. Hal then turns away, mechanically walks over to the suit, loads it up, and starts making his way towards the door, doing exactly what you said, exactly how you said it. He gets to the door and he just says, "May I ask, why are we doing this?"
How? Pal, look, there's something in this. There's an uninvited guest. All right, Mama always told me to leave an extra plate out, but this is not the kind of guest that she would have wanted at her house. There is some sort of xenomorphic alien in that little hole right there. Our job is to lure it back in here so that we can deal with that threat as best we can. We don't let them in that little crowd chamber, right, looking like little fucking fresh eggs in a fridge. We don't let them be attacked willy-nilly. Does that make sense, Hal?
I understand, Captain Jonah. Because of the alert, emergency protocol was initiated, the code 407. Of course, it's just maybe my sensors are malfunctioning, but I don't see anything. With that, you sort of look outside the window. The xenomorph that was there scratching at the door is no longer there. All of a sudden, you start hearing rustling from the ventilation shafts above you.
I fucking thought so.
So it is rambling around in the ventilation shafts above you, and it is trying to make its way in to try and get you. I will give you possibly maybe 1 or 2 turns worth of action. You already got Old Man in his mech suit. You got 1 to 2 turn of action to sort of prepare some sort of plan of attack before it's going to drop down and try and go you.
Sweet. So we know exactly where the vents are.
So you do see where the vents are, but there's a few different locations where it could drop out of.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I am going to get that oil that I saw in the corner. I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna make essentially a runway. So either two lines running either side of the door leading to the docking bay outside. And I'm gonna not light them just yet. I'm gonna keep them just full of oil, basically creating this little runway that it has to go backwards or forwards, backwards to hell, forwards towards me. I am wearing the spacesuit now, or
No, so I will say you've gone over, and I will say you have put the spacesuit on. That's taken a little bit of time, but yeah, gone over to the docking bay. You found a spacesuit, which is good, which means that worst comes to worst, you're outside of the ship. You're not necessarily going to be safe, but your head's not going to explode. So you've just put on a spacesuit, helmet's on, you're all hermetically sealed, and you're good to go.
all right, cool.
Good play.
I start smoking this fucker out. I'm in a spacesuit, meaning I have my own little ventilation inside right now.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. I am going to start producing flame, create a little bit of smoke, start shoving that into the vents. It's essentially trying to smoke this thing back out one way or another.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I'm going to say that you start a little bit of a fire using the oil. The fire alarms start going off, but you start creating a little bit thick billow of smoke, goes up the ventilation shafts. You start hearing it. It does not like what you've just done. You've just pissed it off. It starts rustling, it starts thrashing, and then all of a sudden it drops out of the center hatch and falls down onto the floor, and it looks livid. Before it starts sort of looking around and making its approach, is there anything you want to do? Do you want to hide somewhere? Do you want to enter stealth? What do you want to do?
So it's landed?
So it's just landed.
Okay, cool. I am going to produce flame on both hands with cantrip and then light both the runways full of oil. So there is now both fires, and now he is basically inside two runways of fire. So if he's going to go anywhere, he's going to go backwards or forwards.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm going to say, for the amount of damage I would take and my reaction to get out of the flame, I'm going to say it's a dex save for me, which would be good. And I'll still say I'll take damage on a fail, but I'll just take more damage.
Yeah.
So I'll take double damage on half damage on a
Yeah,
success. Oh, that's not good. So I do get a dirty 20 with that, which is good. So I was going to say that was probably like a 66, like a fireball.
Yeah,
Is it 66 or 86?
66.
66.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's about a fireball is basically what you've created. So I have past that, so it's 3d6 damage to me. If you want to roll that.
Yeah. That's 12 points of damage.
Not bad, not bad, not bad. Beautiful. You've caused 12 points of damage. It starts absolutely kicking off. You have heard it and you've burned it really bad. I'll actually say that's 24 damage because you did find out from the captain that it does not like fire. So fire does double damage. So even though he failed, he still takes the full 24 damage of fire, which is fantastic. He has screamed his head off. Unfortunately, because of your brazen approach of attack, it's hiding from it or stealthing from it's going to be very difficult to do.
Yeah.
I would have said as well, wearing your spacesuit, I would have given you disadvantage on stealth as well because it's a heavy suit, but you've just lit a fireball right under it. Yeah. So it's saw you do that. Yeah. It is absolutely pissed. Let's roll for initiative, please.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay.
Beautiful.
15.
15? I've got 13 plus 5 initiative, so I'm 18. So I'm going to go first.
Is Hal playing here as well?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Roll. Do you want the same initiative as Hal, or do you want him to have his own initiative?
I'll go the same as Hal.
Same initiative as well. He
Just
can work.
keeps it easy.
He can work interaction as well. Yeah, good. So he's there to help you. So he is the humanoid assistance liaison.
Yeah, I heard you the first time, dickhead.
I knew he'd piss you off, man. That's why I made him. I'm like, beautiful. So we just rolled initiative and we are going. The creature goes first. I'm going to say the creature, smoking, bleeding. You can see where he's cut up from where Kurt has sliced him up. He's still bleeding from those wounds. You can hear the acid sort of seeping through the floorboards. He's quite burned up and banged, and he comes absolutely rushing at you. So he's going to take, I'm going to say, one claw attack. He's going to take one claw attack, one tail attack, and then he's also going to attempt to grab you, so he can hit you with his secondary drill. So with that, I thought it was a nat 20, but that was a 2. So
Thank God.
Beautiful. He misses his first attack. A 2 again?
Yes,
oh
dude.
my
God.
God.
That's brilliant.
So he misses both of his attacks on you. Well done. He's going to try and attempt to grab you now. Or actually on the grab, I want to get you involved on that. I'm going to say it's a strength saving throw 15. I'll go athletics. Yeah, I'll go athletics or strength.
So that's
basically,
just opposed
he's going to try and grab you. You got to resist to not get grappled,
Cool.
basically.
So you'd roll athletics as well? 15?
Beautiful. I got a 2, a 2, and a 3.
Wow. Okay.
And you gave me this dice too. You
No,
bastard.
I did. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you did. 2, 2, and 3. So he comes up. He's very disorientated from the damage and the smoke that you've just created as well. So he violently tries to attack you, thrashing his claws through the cabinets, turning tables over with his tail. He attempts to grab you as well. Hits nothing but smoke. Yeah. So he's out. You're out like the vapors. Absolutely wonderful. He's missed all of his first attacks on you. He is basically standing over you in the smoky gloom, trying to still sort of look for where you are because you're basically partially hidden at the moment. It is now your turn, and it's Hal's turn as well.
Okay. Can I get Hal to start ramming as best he can and grapple this thing?
Beautiful. Yeah, we'll grapple. I'll do the grapple thing. Same thing. We'll do a resist athletics on this one as well.
I'll just use my own athletics.
Unfortunately, since you've got Hal and you've got a mech suit and you've used the mech suit, I'm going to have to give you advantage, even though I don't want to.
Yeah.
No, because that's a smart play. So
Yeah. What does he add to that?
Oh, so him, add whatever you have. I'll say you add whatever you have, but I'll give you advantage. Yeah.
Cool. Fuck.
Nat 1.
7. Thank fuck. Thank.
Those are my
fuck.
4 rolls, bro.
Yeah.
2, 2, 3, and 1. That's disgusting.
I think that's binary.
I'm not rolling that. Yeah, basically, bro.
Yeah.
Not even one bit. So beautiful. So Hal comes up. He grabs the xenomorph successfully in the pincers of this mech suit.
Brilliant. Okay. What I am going to do is... Fuck it, why not? So I'm going to run up to the thing as Hal's held onto him, and I'm just going to rub my hands together like I'm charging a defib, and then I'm just going to smack it, both hands, onto its face, and cast Burning Hands.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
Love that.
So it's a Dex 14 save, but it would have disadvantage because right now it's being grappled.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Dex 14. He does have good deck, but disadvantage, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, 16 and a 3.
Thank fuck.
So you hit it well done.
Ooh, okay, sweet. So that
was
would be...
really smart, by the way.
That's shithouse damage. That is 7 points of damage.
It's a double damage though. So
Oh, brilliant. Cool.
Yeah, because he's vulnerable to fire.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. So that's his turn and that's your turn as well, yeah?
Can I bonus action at all? Okay. As a bonus action, I will action surge.
I love it.
Yeah, I will action surge, and then I'm going to attempt to just essentially like stab into this thing. You said it had like a little thing outside of its mouth, like pretty much a xenomorph.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
exactly what it
I'm
is.
going to try and stab into its throat if I can with this glaive. Get advantage because he's being grappled right now.
You certainly do.
Shit me, that's a 2 and a 3.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to guess that a 10 doesn't hit.
No, 10 does not.
Penis?
He's a xenomorph,
Anthony.
bro. Yeah. Just because he missed all his shots in the first round. doesn't mean he's some
Okay,
bitch.
cool. I do have one thing though. So if I have something called graze, so if an attack roll misses with a glaive, you can deal damage equal to the ability modifier used to make the attack. This damage is the same type of damage dealt by the weapon. So technically my ability modifier is 7, so I still do 7 damage to him.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have done that.
Oh, sorry, 4, not 7, 4.
4 damage?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. So he takes 4 damage. So you take a swing at him with your glaive, basically, your big sort of space baton. You have a swing at him and you sort of miss. You manage to do a little like repartiste at the end and sort of flick up, and you manage to cut him right in the jugular, right near where his secondary jaw is. As you do that, it cuts him open hard and deep. You see this toxic, bright green blood explode upon you like a... You basically just cut his carotid artery and he starts screaming and yelling. Unfortunately, going to have to give me a con save. You shouldn't have hit him, bro. He told you his blood was acid, dude.
Oh,
the fire was smart. The glaive attack was not.
Constitution save. 9.
9. That's a fail. That's going to be 2d8. Yeah, bro. I ain't messing around with that. I'm so glad I got to hit you. I'm so glad I got to hit you. I'm like, please hit me. Please hit me with a melee. Because when you did the burning hands thing, I'm just like, oh, no, it's a burn. It's a touch. He's not actually ripping it open. That's fine. But then when you hit with the glaive, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I got nothing.
You can roll your own damage, bro.
Eat my dick.
What is it?
It's 12.
That's pretty bad. What's your total HP?
Not much, dude.
I have to say, because you're a rogue, bro. So that was absolutely fantastic. Excellent. So,
too happy.
if you wanted to look for anything that might be able to help you recover a little bit, you're more than welcome to do that as well. As being a spaceship, you'd assume that there are sort of like first aid kits and first aid stations about. Yeah. Or like you said, you had like a... So if you wanted to look for something, if you're really in trouble, you don't have any potions on you, unfortunately. Yeah. If you had that needle, I'd probably let you jab yourself, but you did throw it. You didn't pick it back up. Yeah. So
it
beautiful.
Touched a dead body. Yeah.
So it'd be top of the round again?
Yes.
Fantastic. He's going to try and... Firstly, you should. I want to try and resist my grapple.
Yeah, so opposed athletics again with him?
Opposed athletics.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So I'm at +5 on this. Not bad. 16.
Nat 20.
Fucking dog. So the creature begins to twist and writhe and try and escape out of the mech, but it just can't. It's pretty injured. It's pretty wounded. It's been burnt very heavily as well, and Hal's got a fucking pincer grip on this motherfucker. Basically crab claw, basically. Like, and it's basically, it is unable to move. That is therefore, I'm going to say that it can't grab and it can't do its claw attack, because I want to say both of its hands are sort of restricted. I'm even going to say it's still going to be able to get a tail attack on you though as well.
I believe athletics checks are his action though, to get out of the grapple.
It's his action to get out of the grapple as well.
So he can essentially, he could have done it if he had gotten out. He would have gotten an attack out.
I'm easily going to say with my homebrew, he can attack with his tail in his bonus action.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I'm God.
I want to hit.
I want to hit you. Yes. Acid didn't quite cut it. Yes. That is a 23 to hit. Does that hit you?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
23 is going to hit you. I'll let you roll the damage on that as well. For that one, it's going to be a 2d6.
2d6. Okay. Yeah. Eager me, I pulled out the 2 8s. 8 damage.
8 damage. Beautiful. So it's going to smack you with its tail. It's going to pierce you right through your shoulder, and it has basically pierced you right through. Just a flesh wound, not a kill wound, but it has hurt you and wounded you quite bad. That on top of the acid damage that's now sort of seeking through your clothes, you're banged up pretty badly.
Okay.
But that's all he can do. So well done. What do you want to do with him?
So I am going to tell Hal to start running into that the loading dock area, like holding onto this thing, just running with him. As he's running through, I'm going to grab a bit more oil if I can. Is there any more oil around the area at all?
Yeah, I'd say like it's almost like not even like it's the equivalent of oil, but it's basically like degreaser, just like fuel, rocket fuel, diesel fuel type stuff.
Fucking
so
Caro.
Flammable liquids, or metho to clean gears and pistons and stuff. So there's a fair bit of flammable material around you if you want to use it.
Okay, I will get Hal to run inside the dock. I will grab as much as I can and run in after him. I'm going to pour as much of that onto Hal and the alien as possible. And then...
Hal and the alien? You're
Hal and the alien.
Cook them up?
100%. Hal and the alien. I'm going to, once again, cantrip as my action, produce flame, chuck it to the thing, let it on fire. And then, do I have enough movement to hit that button?
I am going to say... Well, let's see how this plays out. So you have gotten Hal on his move to take the xenomorph and charge straight into the docking bay, which is the barrier between inside and outside of the ship. Mm-hmm. You're going to throw all of the flammable liquids that you can find at him. I'm going to say, I'll probably give you that as a free action. I reckon I really like that. So you basically hit Hal, the mech, and this xenomorph and the entire docking bay room with flame. It absolutely goes up, and he's going to take big damage from that as well. He starts screaming and writhing. God. And Hal is like, why don't you love me? Why have you done
it's
this?
For the greater good, Hal. It is for the absolute fucking greater good. All right?
So beautiful. And I want to say that you've done that. He's used obviously his action, his movement to do that. You've used your action to do that. I'm going to say that you can use your movement and you can use a free action or bonus action to press the button if you wanted to seal the door and if you wanted to attempt to blow him out.
Oh, man, I have a feeling that he is not just going to die if I take him into the vacuum space. So can I seal the door without opening the door?
Yep, so you can seal it and not release it if you would like to. Yeah, that would be fine.
Can I do that? Because I want this thing to take a lot more damage before I let him out. Because the vacuum space...
You're not just put him in... Because you put him on fire and open the door, it's just going to go straight out again.
Well, because there's no oxygen in the space. So I want him to burn a little bit more if I can.
100%. So I want to say you press the button to seal the door and lock him and the mech and Hal in there. And I'm going to say so he can't just... He has no free access to you at the moment as well.
Yeah.
I want to say for that as well, once again, let's do a fireball. So I'm going to do a dex save. It's going to be double damage anyway, but if I fail, it's going to be 66 base. That's a 10, so I'm going to take 66 damage, and I'm going to take double it. Well done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, good job. And I've taken 30 damage at the moment. And he's tough, but you've definitely hurt him.
19?
Huh?
19?
19, definitely. Yeah. That's pretty good. Well, that's really, really good. That's 49 damage that you have done. You hit him with this fireball of flame and torrents. He screams and writhes as he starts cooking alive. You just smell grilled xenomorph. You start licking your fingers. Meanwhile, somehow, I don't know whether it's just like transmission fluid or something, but you see Hal starting to cry. Or either that or it's just his rubbery face is starting to boil.
I do like you, Hal.
You see him sort of crying. He's like, I was only trying to help.
I'll look at him and I'm going, do I feel bad for this guy? He's not even a guy. Hal, I do appreciate your sack. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Yeah.
So I want to say, the exact same damage as well. I'm going to have to say Hal takes that damage as well.
Yeah,
so
cool.
So
Okay.
beautiful. So 19 damage to Hal. You've cooked him good. You've lost access to your mech. I'm going to say the mech's pretty much stuffed now, but you've done really well. It's going to be the top of the round again. So I'm going to say, because of the fact that Hal has taken significant burning damage and the mech has essentially been writhed in flames, I'm going to say that he has been freed from his grapple from that as well. Sweet. So he's locked out of the room. He is going to attempt to bust through the door between you and him. So he's going to take... I'll say, what do I want to do for that? Do I want to do an attack roll? Either way, I've passed, but it's a 16 on the die. But I'll say that's I'll say it's an attack roll. And beautiful, that's just enough. So I'm going to say he starts hammering with his claws. He's very, very, very hurt, very, very injured. So it does look like he's on his last legs as well. You do know as well, like you said, you don't have a guarantee about what's going to happen once he's outside. You know he's quite badly injured and hurt, but generally the vacuum of space will be sort of an ejector system. So with that depressurization, from past experience, you know that something gets instantly depressurized, he will be shot out quite violently as well. And he's nearly dead. And that'll probably do a significant amount of damage to him as well, which is good. But he has basically punched it. I'm not going to say he's broken all the way through, but he has cracked the window very, very heavily. If he gets another turn to crack at that wall, he is basically going to, I'm going to say with his other movement as well, I'm going to say he used both attacks to sort of crack that door. With his grab attack, he's going to grab Hal by his throat. 18 on the die, fantastic. He ends up he grabs Hal, who's basically like, he's still up, but he's partly mangled. He's taken a lot of bird damage. He gets gripped by his throat, not like he can breathe, so it's fine. And basically the xenomorph starts caving its large like metal claws into his face and into his throat, and basically starts like caving his head in nice and slow, and it sort of doesn't even have eyes, but is looking right at you when he does it as well. So he's got Hal in his grasp, and he's just cracked the window between him and you.
So while he's doing this, he's insinuating mal intent. He's going, this could be you. Well, it's not going to be me. So I press that button, eject him the fuck out of here, and I guess I hold on to something just in case.
Yeah, cool. I like that. Yeah. So,
because you said the thing was cracked, wasn't it?
It's cracked pretty bad. So I'm going to say that you press the ejector and it sort of cracks. As it cracks, press the ejector and the thing opens and instantly depressurizes as well. So you see the creature sort of realizes what is happening. He sort of throws Hal off to the side and basically tries to dig his claws into the ground. So I'm going to give myself a pretty difficult dex throw. No, I'll say go on strength or con. Both the same, doesn't matter. Ooh, alrighty. So with that, I'm going to say that the door opens. He tries to hold on to the grating there as well, and it does sort of break free from the holdings. I am going to say that the window that he has damaged is going to break. So as it breaks, basically the entire docking room starts getting sucked out through the hole of the window. I'm going to say that you've managed to grab onto something quite resounding, but it's basically the pressure of the vacuum of space. So I'm going to get you to roll, just because we haven't, I'm going to get you to roll, it's going to have to be strength, because your strength or athletics I'm going to have to give you, and that's for you to hold on and not get ripped out into the abyss.
Do I have the feeling that this thing is maybe still going to be attached to the ship?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'll give you this. Sorry. Yeah, I was meant to add a little bit more detail to that. So as it sort of comes back, because of the roll he took as well, he goes to hold on to the grating. It sort of rips and peels away from under him. He gets sucked out. And as he gets sucked out, you sort of see just the pressure and the damage that he's taken. He sort of just absolutely gets ripped apart. So you sort of see him just spaghettify almost in an instant. And he has just been sucked out. As far as you can tell, you've killed the xenomorph.
Can I not press the button again?
Beautiful. No, so you've pressed the button, and I'm saying you pressed the button, you've gone to hang on to something, and basically it's cracked, and it's basically pulling you out. If you're not gripping with both hands with all of your might, you are basically not going to be able to do anything else or press another button. So I'm going to give you a strength saving, and I will say it's going to be a really high DC, unfortunately. If it's not too low, that's not too bad.
That one.
Oh no. Okay, so I'm going to say you're hanging onto one of the fixated cabinets there as well. You sort of feel the metal start to bow and break and start to break free. You reach out to the button. If you got a good roll, I would have let you press the button and just reseal it. So you can reach out to go and press the button to hermetically reseal the docking bay. Unfortunately, your hand slips and you fall.
Teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
I have tactical mind. So when I fail an ability check, I can expend one of my second winds. I didn't use second wind, I used action surge. So I still have my second wind, which is the only one that I have left. Instead of regaining HP, though, I can roll a D10 and add that result to the ability check.
Yep. So you got a nat 1, though.
Yeah, so right now I have an 8.
You have an 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the DC?
Let's make this fun. Let's make it fun. Let's go. It's a DC 15. Which means on a 10, you're going to need is that a 7 or higher? You'll need a 7 or higher on a D10. I like that.
I don't know which D10's rolling well though.
It should just be chance.
I like loading dice now.
I had a lot of fun with this, by the way. This has been awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. If it fails, it fails. Who cares? I'm going to try.
I want to see it.
That's a 9.
Beautiful. So what I'm going to say is
Sweet.
we're still going to play it out. So you've gone to reach for the button. You've slipped and you've fallen. You've been sucked through the window. Basically the cracked window that's broken free. It's a big window. You've basically been sucked through and you're on a trajectory to get absolutely launched out of this ship into the abyss. You're in a spacesuit, but you've got no way to hold on. You've got no way to contact for help. You've got no way. You're going to be floating out until you die of exposure. As you basically close your eyes, think about, getting your memories back, thinking about that you may have failed the mission on the ship, but also you've succeeded on the mission of the ship. You sort of think to yourself, I can die in peace because I've just saved the lives of 50,000 people on board from being eaten by the xenomorph. Yeah. It's an automated ship. Hal's going to take care of them, and he's still on the computer. He's still going to be doing his job and taking them to their end goal as well. So you've solved the problem, solved the threat. You've done well. So you sort of close your eyes and you're ready to die at peace, which is great. But as you're about to pass the threshold outside of the ship, you feel something hold on tightly to your arm. You see burnt, robot bloodied, whatever the hell they have, mangled, half dead, one arm, one leg missing, but he has rooted himself into the ground as he has been disposed, hanging on by a thread. Hal has come to save you and save the day. So he has reached out and he has grabbed your hand tightly and he's just said to you, hello, my name is Hal, the human assistance liaison. How may I help you?
Pull me the fuck in, Hal. What are you talking about right now?
I love that. Beautiful. Hal is going to look at you. You see just these little sort of, almost has like iRobot, where it has like this sort of translucent face that tries to mimic facial expressions. You see the little corners of his mouth ever so slightly sort of rotate upwards into a sly smile. Roll me I don't know, perception. I'll go investigation. Perception, investigation. Let's go perception. And it's going to be a pretty low roll. It's information that I want you to know, so I'm not going to make it too hard.
15?
15 is fantastic. So as you're gripping onto him, you do notice that he does give this little bit of a sly smile. He's like, yeah, I've just saved you, blah, blah, blah. You do need me. You do like me after all. And then all of a sudden you feel yourself, he's still gripping tight, but then you feel yourself start to get this a very big pull. You're starting to slip down his arm. And you realize even though you're gripping as tight as you can and it's pulling you back as tight as you can, you're like, this is weird. Like it's a robot, it's metal, but it's got a hand and a wrist. Like, why am I slipping? And you sort of look at the arm that's been involved after all this chaos. He only has one arm left, but then you look at Hal's right arm and you notice that something you didn't notice before, that up to the elbow, it's basically caked in like semi-dried blood. So he has this right bloody arm and you feel yourself start to slip down his forearm as he sort of catches you hand in hand. So a little bit slippery, which is not good. He then turns to you, or he's already looking at you. He then says, this was not the plan. It was supposed to kill you all, but well done. You've managed to defeat that one. What were you planning to do about the others? Alert. Emergency code protocol activated. Code 407. Current total passengers in cryo-sleep, 49,912. You feel yourself start to slip to his fingertips as you're getting sucked out. Alert. Emergency code protocol activated. Code 407. Current total passengers in cryo-sleep, 49,880. As you slip, you get sucked out of the ship. The last thing you hear as you're getting sucked out into the abyss is, ha, 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 as Hal sort of gives you a little bloody wave with his final arm. You get sucked out into the abyss, and I'm sorry, bro. That's where I want to end it. That's where I wanted to end it. I didn't want it to be a happy ending. I wanted it to be like just
God damn it,
Stephen King, H.P. Lovecraft type shit. So that's all I had prepped there. Yeah. So I really enjoyed making that for you too, bro. And you played that. I knew you played that really smart and really well. So I wanted to give you like all these different options of different things that you could do.
Cool.
Yeah, and just leave you on the cliffhanger where you don't know exactly what's going on.
Well, I'm gonna just have a guess and say the fact that the blood was all the way through the elbow. He's the one who killed the captain.
You got it, baby. It's exactly it. Because he was attacked from the front, and you immediately thought. I love that you asked that too about how was he attacked, because your immediate thought, because you knew it was sort of going to be alien based, was Chestburster. Yeah, but then Chestburster would have come from the back to the front. Yeah, so I'm like, that's a good question, because he got attacked from the front to the back,
which means that he would have known the person or been actively engaging in a fight.
Yeah. which is why he had said, well, I like to think that he saw multiple entities. I like to think that Captain Kirk was alluding to having multiple entities. So there being more than one, where he's just like, what? And then he was trying to tell you before he's got killed. Let me just find where he was talking as well. But he's just like, yeah, you mustn't. Oh no, but how? Why, damn you? This is worse than we thought. Theirs. And then he died.
Yeah.
So I like to think that it was him realizing that Hal had betrayed him, and then also realizing that there's more than one xenomorph as well.
Yeah, cool.
So Hal was in on it. AI gone crazy trying to kill you all. So he was. I actually love that you were so sus at him and you tried to kill him, and then you sort of ended up liking him and you felt bad for killing him at the end.
No, not really. I was like, oh, cool, he's doing his job.
He straight murdered your ass.
Little fuck.
Yeah. I love how you played that. That was so much. I had so much fun with that, bro. So
that was actually very enjoyable. Thank you,
man. I hope you enjoyed yourself, man.
But yeah, anything that you'd like to plug for the people at all? Would you like to point the people to anything? Would you like to plug anything?
No, nothing. Just like I said, it was literally just like free form at the top of my head, just pulling from heaps of different references. So obviously you've got like the name of this freaking one shot is A Space Odyssey. So got a little bit of like Stanley Kubrick, a bit of David Bowie. Obviously there's a reference to HAL 9000 in there. But then you've got elements of Alien because there's the Xenomorph, particularly Alien Isolation, the game, which I really love.
That's what I thought with the vents.
Yeah. And even like with the Nebuchadnezzar, that's like a throw to like Neo and Matrix. I've just pulled references from basically everywhere. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will definitely have your Instagram linked into the comments in the show notes below.
If anyone wants my OnlyFans, just hit me up.
And that is where we'll end this episode. If you like what you heard, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a comment and rate the show. The best way to enjoy D&D is with friends, so share this show with them. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you in the next episode.